You're on.
All right. Well, welcome, folks, to Faye Observer's Facebook Live, where, hey, I'm Myron Pitts. I'm a Metro columnist here. Been here for quite some time now, but this is a first for me. I have the pleasure of interviewing Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. So I have a few questions for them. I'm sure you have some questions for them. I've had some things that are burning questions since I was a kid, and now this is my chance to ask the man and the woman themselves.
Right ahead.
We're right on Facebook Live, so go ahead and send us any questions you might have. So first of all, thank you, Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know this is the busy time of year. One question that my Mrs. Claus, my wife, had was, once this is all over with, the Christmas season, the packages have been delivered, what do y'all do for New Year's?
Sleep.
Catch up on some sleep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And clean.
And clean. Okay. All right. Now, does that involve getting the workshop all tidied up again? I'm sure it's quite a mess after the Christmas season.
Yes.
Okay. All right. How many elves do y'all have helping you out?
Oh, about 250.
250. Okay, that's quite a lot. So, and the question I have is, how is the workload divided? But do y'all have like teams? The elves, are they arranged in teams, or do they each kind of just have their task and go for it?
Well, they're kind of arranged in departments.
Departments. Okay. Okay.
You got electronics and then so forth.
Okay. Good. Okay. So one of my coworkers says that he was asked many years ago about reindeer, and a kid asked him, are there more boys or more girl reindeers?
It's 50-50.
50-50. Okay. All right. Excellent. What about Rudolph? Now, does he go on every Christmas ride, or is it just when it's foggy outside?
Just when it's foggy.
Just when it's foggy
or
okay.
Inclement weather.
Okay. All right. Okay. So when it's fair skies, it's the regular team.
He gets the night off.
Okay. He gets the night. Okay. All right. So now tell me about the ideas that the elves have for toys. Like who comes up with them? Are these things that are generated from kids? And what if a kid just has a toy that an elf has never heard of? Is that even possible?
It is possible.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of brainstorming goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Elves get together and they'll brainstorm. But we get ideas from kids also.
Okay.
A lot of good ideas come from the kids.
What are some unusual toys or some different kind of toys that have come out of the workshop over the years?
Oh, boy.
Electronics is new. We never used to do electronics.
Right. And now that occupy a pretty big section of the workshop now?
Yeah.
On electronics?
Yeah, we really had to move things around to make room for that.
Okay. All right. Let me say, if you want to see Santa and Mrs. Claus in person, you need to come to downtown Fayetteville. This weekend, they're going to be carriage rides. They're available Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 8 p.m., starting at 222 Hay Street. So if you want more information about seeing Santa and Mrs. Claus, visit the Downtown Fayetteville Facebook page, and they will square you away. So, one question I've always had. So, I follow your route on Christmas night on NORAD. You know, the people who track, everything, including Santa's Christmas route. So, and me and my son have a great time following that. My question is, from year to year, do you vary your route just to sort of mix it up, or do you kind of stick to the same path?
It's pretty much the same, but sometimes due to the weather, we do have to change it.
Right, okay. So if an area is a little bit rough, you deliver someplace else.
Right, and hopefully we can come back to it when it's a little bit better.
Gotcha. Now, Mrs. Claus, do you ever get out there on the sleigh and take the ride with them, or you kind of square things away at home?
I kind of square things away at home.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't very often go with them. Every once in a while, but not very often.
Talk about his mood when he comes back from Christmas, once all the packages have been delivered.
He's very happy.
Happy? Okay.
Happy.
Wow.
All those children that we're making happy, that warms our hearts.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Does he seem kind of tired when he gets back?
Oh yeah, he's tired, but he's happy.
it's what they call a good kind of tired.
It is a good tired.
Very good guy.
Okay. So now delivering all those gifts. Tell me about, and this is one that I puzzled about as ever since I was a youngin' myself and waiting for Santa Claus. So in my neighborhood, really no one had chimneys. It was a neighborhood where they just didn't build chimneys. I don't know why. You know, maybe we had moved away from chimneys as a society. So I always wondered how you were able to deliver gifts to homes with no chimneys, because I always seem to get mine.
I have a magic key. It only works on Christmas Eve. That lets me into all the homes.
Perfect. Okay. Explains it. I figured there was some magic involved. So, Mrs. Claus, you know, we all know the classic saying behind every good Santa is a Mrs. Claus. Talk about what you do, not only on Christmas Eve, but just throughout the year to give support to Santa Claus and his important mission.
Well, I have to make sure he's rested for Christmas Eve.
Right.
I also have to make sure he's jolly enough. So I have to feed him well.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Is she a good cook?
Very good.
Okay, all right, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Now, how much interaction do y'all have with the elves beyond the workshop? Do they kind of come into the main house, hang out there?
Oh yeah, they come in for cocoa breaks.
Okay, okay.
Or I'll go to them and we'll have a cocoa break to give them a break.
Sure, sure.
Motivate them.
Okay, okay.
And we always have cookies.
Now, are they pretty cheery just in general? Or
yes.
Okay, okay.
We make sure they're happy.
All right, okay. And how are their work hours? I mean, they kind of follow the standard laws, or
Yeah.
It's kind of okay. All right.
Yeah, they only work maybe 8 hours a day.
Okay. So it sounds like the labor laws in the North Pole are very similar
Oh,
to
yes.
the United States. Excellent. When you are you accepting applications from new elves or wannabe elves?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the time.
Okay. And
Because the demand for the toys and everything's getting bigger and bigger
It
every
seems
year.
that
It
way,
takes more.
I've seen the demand in our whole own household get bigger when we had child number 2. Right? It's amazing how that happens. So let me ask you this: what are you looking for in an elf? What stands out to you as this person, this boy or this girl elf will work well here at the workshop?
Oh, that they're happy and they're team players too.
I'm seeing a theme here: happiness, joy,
Right.
which gives me takes me to a question I have. You've been doing this for a while now.
730 years.
Yeah, you've been at it for a while. Do you ever get tired?
No.
Never. Does each Christmas feel different than the one before?
Oh yeah, a little bit different. You get different situations and everything.
Good. Weather. You mentioned that sometimes you have to change your route, sometimes to get around some inclement weather. Have you ever had a situation where the weather was so rough in an area that you couldn't get in there on Christmas Eve, or the gifts are gonna get there Christmas Eve no matter what?
Gifts are gonna get there no matter what.
You ever concerned about his safety doing all this travel?
The reindeer take care of them.
Reindeer take care. Now, how much is magic involved in this whole operation?
Oh, a whole lot.
Would it be an overstatement to say that magic is really central to the
Yes.
whole operation? I'm speaking not just the sleigh ride on Christmas Eve, but the workshop. What happens at the workshop?
Yeah. And to get all of those toys loaded onto that sled.
Now you mentioned the 8-hour. I want to talk about that, but you mentioned the 8-hour shifts in the workshop. Is there an overnight crew? Is the shop going 24 hours?
It goes 24 hours. Yeah,
Okay.
we have 3 shifts.
Okay.
We have a good question that just came in from a reader.
Okay.
You don't need to read it out loud.
Okay, I am not seeing that question. Let's see. Okay. So
What would you say to kids who don't believe in Santa and Mrs. Claus?
Yes, that's a very good question. So our question was, what would you say to children who do not believe that you two exist? Even though I'm sitting right next to you, I know you're here. What would you say?
Oh,
It's all in your heart.
yeah, and it's got to be on an individual basis.
That's right. Okay. All right. Now, another question I've had is, I know this is a busy season. We talked about that at the outset. It's Christmas season. Yet somehow you seem to make, and sometimes both of you, lots of different appearances. Across Creek Mall, around here, there's a Westwood Shopping Center where they sell Christmas trees. I've seen you out there. Do you have a body double, or are you just able to be in many different places and lickety split?
That we don't reveal. That's one
Santa
of the well-kept
secrets.
Santa secrets
Santa
and
secrets.
kind of the magic.
Okay, all right. Well, let me ask you this. We mentioned the sleigh. Okay, so world's a big place. I don't have to tell you. You've been around it. I don't know how many times at this point, 700 and some years. How do you get all those toys on the sleigh without it tipping over, shifting the
I
balance?
got some elves that are really good. They know how to pack that sleigh. We call them the extra cargo master.